Morning, everybody. It is Monday, April 7th. Kicking off week 2. Week 1 was good. Training, I'm going to make a few tweaks to what I'm doing for training, but the main stuff will stay the same. It's just the accessory work that I'm going to adjust this week, but altogether it was a good week of training. We traveled a bit on Sunday, and so I didn't film anything Sunday, but it was nothing exciting. We just kind of ate randomly and we're on the road, so it wasn't anything to see, but we're back at it, back to normal this week. My parents are down here visiting, so my dad and I are going to be working on a lot of projects around the house and stuff, but I'm still going to be getting in all my training and all my eating, even while they're down here. So I'm going to get started on some breakfast. Here we got breakfast scramble, similar to that gym eating thing. I would like to have sausage in it, but I forgot to thaw it out. So potatoes, pepper, onion, bacon, cheese, a little bit of eggs on this one. I'll make the eggs fresh for this one when I eat it on another day. But 2 breakfasts here. I'll make a little bit of toast to go with this to get the carbs up a little bit more. This will be meal 1. All right, I'm about to get my workout started. I got pre-workout in here. I had a energy drink this morning, so going with non-stim in here, but with the pump stuff and the and creatine. Right, I take creatine every day. But so 2 meals in. That second meal, I could not finish it. I made it with this like lentil pasta. We had a box of it, and I was like, get rid of it. It was gross. I couldn't finish it, but it's okay. Again, cutting weight. If I'm not that hungry, I was kind of forcing myself to eat it. If I don't need it, I won't eat it. I'm trying to lose weight, so that's fine. Once I finish this up, I'm gonna go do a walk to start my warm up. That's how I like to start them. I walk around my little loop I got around here. But I wanted to talk. I was gonna walk and talk, but it looks like it's windy out there. So talk about this in here, kind of what I'm doing programming wise. So I write my own programming for the most part, but sometimes I like to kind of follow some templates and ideas and then tweak them. I have been following a conjugate style of programming that I wrote myself. And I was seeing a lot of improvements in all of my lifts except for my log. Technically, I was improving in my log, but not at the pace that I wanted to. And I believe it's a technical issue. So the way this is going to be a brief overview. Purists of conjugate training will probably eviscerate me for how I'm about to explain this. This requires a much more in-depth discussion, but really quick overview of what conjugate is and then how I was implementing it. This goes like this. In conjugate, you train both your maximal strength, your hypertrophy, and your speed, also called like power or explosiveness, all at the same time on different days, basically. So you have maximum effort days where you're training for that maximal strength. You have speed days where you're training that technique under light loads for as fast and explosive as possible. And then you have, on both of those days, kind of spread out throughout the week, is you have your hypertrophy work, which is building up your actual muscle mass. Because strength is like the strength that you exhibit at like a competition is a combination of your proficiency in the lift, the amount of muscle mass that you have, because that leads to strength potential. So efficiency in the lift, muscle mass, and then ability to strain under load. So we train all of those things at the same time, as opposed to taking old phases of training where it's like I train for hypertrophy here, then I train for speed here, and then I train for strength here. We train them all at the same time. It's a really effective way to train. It really got popularized in the United States by Westside with powerlifting. I have incorporated it into how I program for Strongman. I didn't invent this, right? Using it for Strongman, other people have, but I like to use it for Strongman because part of what they did at Westside and stuff like that is the maximum effort exercise was some variation of their main lifts: powerlifting, bench, squat, deadlift. Strongman, you can focus on bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press is really the big four main types of strength. And then you have like the specific weird quirky events. So what I like to do with mine is I would rotate some sort of squat pattern, some sort of deadlift pattern, some sort of overhead press pattern, some sort of bench pattern on those maximum effort days. And then on my speed days is I was doing traditional bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press. And then I was doing hypertrophy work in there, and then I would have like a technique day on some strongman events that didn't fit into one of those movement patterns. If it fit into one of those movement patterns, I did it as that maximum effort thing that day. So like on a squat maximum effort day, I might do heavy yoke. It's very similar to a squat. On overhead press maximum effort day, I'll do log or some other overhead press. So I was having a ton of strength increases across everything except for my log. And I think part of this was because I wasn't doing specifically log as a maximum effort exercise. I was doing it once every 6 weeks. Because in a 6-week cycle, I had one maximum effort upper body day a week. So you have 6 maximum effort upper body days in 6 weeks. Half of them are for a bench movement, half of them are for an overhead press movement, and then you have 3 overhead press movements. So one of them would be log, and then so I was only doing it once every 6 weeks. And I think my big issue is a technical issue. I think the strength is there to put up more. I am having an issue locking the technique in. So I wasn't getting underneath the log enough. I could have adjusted the conjugate system that I was using to try to get more log, doing it every single week. But instead what I decided to do is, there was a guy, Joshua Thigpen, I believe his name is, he wrote Cube Training for Strongman. So it is a type of training. Cube training was popularized for powerlifting. Joshua Thigpen figured out how to accommodate it for Strongman, and he wrote the Cube for Strongman. He's got several versions of it out. One version of it out he has where he did overhead press 3 times a week, heavy, like maximum effort, volume, hypertrophy, and speed, all in the same week. And so the other stuff kind of rotated more around it. So I've experimented with this cube programming in the past, and for me, I just felt like it wasn't heavy enough, often enough to like see super consistent increases in my strength when I've done it before. However, it worked really well to maintain and slight increases in my strength with a lot of my lifts. But I think the variation where you do log, 3 days a week, or overhead 3 days a week, for me, it's going to be log, is going to be enough to get kind of that repetitive effort, get me really comfortable with the implement that will help take care of my technique issue. And my other stuff, I'm at comp weight as needed for all of my other events, for the deadlift and the frame carry and all that stuff. So I can kind of just maintain, maybe make slight improvements there, and I can really focus on the log. So I'm utilizing it there. I utilized it kind of as written last week. And then I remembered, I really don't like how he does his accessory work. Because it just doesn't really work for me. Whether or not it actually works or not, I don't know. I don't like the way that it's structured. It's not enjoyable to me. It's more similar, kind of that bro split, where it's like you do your leg accessories on one day and you do your upper body pushing accessories on your one day and you do your pulling on one day. I like to hit stuff more frequently throughout the week than that. So what I am doing is I'm keeping the main work the same, kind of according to his cube format. But my accessory stuff, I basically have like an accessory A and accessory B. And then they just alternate days. I do 3 days a week that will have accessory stuff on them. The 4th day is Strongman events. I don't do accessories on that day. But in those 3 days, so like week 1 will be A, B, A, then week 2 is B, A, B, week 3 is A, B, A again, right? So it'll rotate like that. So some days I'll do, like today, the main work is squat, volume squat, and heavy log. And then I'm going to do accessory A, which is, going to be chest, shoulders, triceps, back width, back thickness. Then on Wednesday, the main work is log, speed log, I believe. And then I will do accessory B, which is going to be biceps, forearms, calves, quads, hamstrings. Friday, deadlift is the main work. I'm back to accessory A, chest, shoulders, triceps, back width, back thickness. Saturday will be strongman events that I don't hit throughout the week. Monday, I'm back to, I think it's heavy squat next Monday, and it'll be B this time, biceps, forearms, calves, quads, hamstrings, right? And I'll hit that B twice in the week with A on Wednesday. So it kind of like rotates like that. I get more frequency, and my body responds well to that. I do less work per workout, or less volume per workout. I feel like I can recover better from that. I'm less sore in between, less beat up. So that's the switch that I made, but I'm keeping the main stuff the same. I'm gonna run like this for 6 weeks, making adjustments as needed, but the plan is to minimal adjustments for 6 weeks. If I have kind of caught back up to where I want to be, I'm going to switch back to the conjugate system that I was using, because I felt awesome. My recovery was great. I could train super heavy on those heavy days. I was not feeling beat up. I was feeling really, really, really awesome doing that system. And I want to go back to it. I just don't think I was getting enough consistent technique work with the heavy log. Because if anybody's ever done a log, it's, for me in particular, and a lot of people I've talked to said the same thing, it is so hard to keep that form consistent between like doing a light log and a heavy log. Like the way you got to move your body to hold that weight on top of you and stuff like that. It's so hard to have it be consistent. That if I wasn't doing heavy log and practicing like having that heavy load with this weird shaped object, I just was not locking in my technique on it as much as I needed. My brute strength is not getting me where I need to anymore. I need to make sure the technique is super locked in. And so on that conjugate system, I was doing log on the light speed day every single week, but it was not the same as when I do it heavy. Like my body positioning was different and stuff like that. And it's a me issue, but I'm hoping that just being more familiar with the implement, getting my hands on it 3 times per week, getting it heavy every single week, stuff like that, I think it is going to help me kind of like lock in that form. That's the hope. If I can get that locked in 6 weeks, I'll go back to the conjugate system, because I felt best as far as performance across the board on that. It was just the log, and then it comes around every 6 weeks, and then I'm anxious because I haven't done it heavy in so long, and I have all this expectation. So I think just to hit it a little bit more frequently is going to be better for me. So that's the plan with my programming, and why in the workouts this week it'll look a little bit different than it did last week. That's why. But anyway, I'm going to go for a walk, finish sipping on this, and then we're going to jump into the workout when I get back. What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, April 8th. Workout yesterday was awesome. Went home. Family's in town, so we went out to eat last night. I didn't film anything, but we went out for Mexican food, had a huge meal. So I just combined the last two meals into that one when I went out to eat. So didn't get any footage of that, but it's Tuesday. It's a rest day, well, from lifting. So here at the gym, getting some work in. Had some clients this morning. Been going for a couple walks. I'm going to, it's a lower carb day. And I also kind of do intermittent fasting on these lower carb days. I won't eat until I get until I get really hungry around lunchtime probably. So bring you guys along for that. But week's going good so far. It's Tuesday. Let's keep pushing through. Hey everybody, first meal of the day on the way. One of these salads, I'm doing the whole bag like usual. I added a hard-boiled egg to it. So I got this right here. I'm gonna eat that entire thing. I also have a steak going in the air fryer. This is my secret, okay? How I do steaks for lunch quick, I do them in the air fryer. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I'll show you this thing when I take it out. It's going right now. Right, I just put it in. I go 400 degrees on mine. It preheats. Once it's preheated, I throw in my steak. I do get these really, really thick ribeyes from Sam's Club. So I go like 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how big it is. So this one, I put it for like 9 minutes. A little bit of avocado oil or olive oil, and then some seasoning on the outside. Throw it in, flip it when it beeps at me. And it comes out awesome, comes out fast. I don't have to watch it. I just flip it when it beeps. I'm gonna start eating the salad, flip the steak when it's ready, then eat the steak when it pops out. But I love it. It's so fast. It makes making a steak for lunch on my break so fast. I got a couple hour break. Then I gotta head back to work for a client here at the end. Yeah, I'll show you guys how the steak looks when it comes out. Morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 9th, April 9th, just about 6 a.m. So I'm here at work, getting ready for my first client. Didn't film dinner last night, ate dinner with the family. My parents are in town, so didn't want to have the camera out while I was spending time with them. But been noticing a little bit of a problem. My weight has swung up big time this week. Don't exactly know why. I've been eating about the same, but I've had about a 5-pound increase starting on Monday, and it has been Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. I've all weighed in, and I've been like right up around 290, whereas my average was down around 285 at the end of last week, and had been holding there. So just means we're gonna make an adjustment. It wasn't just a high weigh in, it was several days in a row. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out an adjustment to make this week. and we're gonna then move forward from there. So right now, I got breakfast I'm gonna eat, which is my potatoes, breakfast meat, eggs that I had prepped the other day. I just made some eggs this morning and tossed them in with that. I'm gonna eat that. Got a couple clients. Gonna hit my workout. I think I might hit it earlier today. I got a couple breaks in between clients that I might try to get it in, so that way when I'm done early afternoon, I can go home and spend some more time with my parents since they're here. But we still got to get to working no matter what, so we're gonna make it happen. But gonna have to make some diet adjustments, which is my least favorite thing to do, but I knew it was gonna happen at some point. I can drop some weight at the beginning, being pretty informal, just following some rules, but every time, you know, eventually you're gonna have to lock it in tight, and I think we're just at that point. I'm gonna have to buckle down on it. So that's the plan. See you guys in a bit. What's up, everybody? It's Thursday. Going for my first walk of the day. No lifting today. I'm going to try to get a couple walks in and do some mobility stretching. Difference from last week to this week is I've moved that stuff that I do with the rice bucket. I'm no longer going to be doing that on my rest days. That's going to be one of my accessory movements for forearms that comes in my actual training days. So you'll notice that it doesn't fall on the rest days anymore. But got a super busy day at work. The way I've set up my schedule is Tuesdays and Thursdays are my busiest days, and the way it's been falling past recent weeks is Thursday is just slammed. So I've got a couple short breaks throughout the day that I will be getting another walk in. So I'm doing this walk now. I'll do another one later in the morning, and also find some time to fit the mobility work in there. If I can go for a longer walk at some point this afternoon, I'll try to get a nice long one in. But if I can't, this loop that I've got here is about a 15-minute loop, so I'll get at least 2 of these in today. And the mobility work, but trying to keep the steps, get them up really, really high on my rest days, so to speak, where I'm not lifting, and just keep moving even if I'm not lifting weights. But all right, this week's almost over. Second week's been going good. Training's going good. I mentioned earlier, got to figure out some issues with the diet. That's okay. It's just me not being strict enough, which I knew was bound to happen. I cut about 15 pounds from the beginning of this year, being really casual with it, just following a couple easy rules. But we're at the point now where if I want to push any further, I'm gonna have to buckle down, and that's okay. I knew it was coming. So we're gonna get that plan figured out as the week goes and be ready to start that this weekend and the beginning of next week. So I'll bring you guys along with prepping for that and getting that all taken care of. So hope your week's going good. Mine's going great. See you guys later. In the middle of today, it's crazy busy. For lunch, I'm just eating leftover chicken wings that we had the other night. So I got some of those warmed up in the air fryer. I'm just gonna eat some of those. I'm not sure if I'm gonna eat anything with them. And then I'll be back at work to finish up today. So today's been a long day, but tomorrow will be nice and short, just a couple clients, workout in the morning, and then we'll be ready for the weekend. So I'm really looking forward to it. This week has worn me out, but it's been good. It's been good having family here and everything. It's not been good for my diet. Not their fault, my fault. They wanted to be respectful, and I was like, it's fine. But that's why I'm saying I need to tighten up on it, as I know I've been a little too lax. It's easy to find excuses to do that, especially when family's around. I don't get to see them often. So anyways, I'm going to eat some of this. Head back to work in about an hour, finish up for the night, and that's it. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. This week has gotten away from me a little bit. But it's okay. We're going to be able to catch back up. Today, I got to do a lot of running around, do some errands. I was going to try to get up early, get my workout in this morning. I did not feel good when I woke up this morning. Nothing major, just wasn't feeling great. Decided I would be better served getting another 2 hours of sleep. So I slept in. Got a couple clients this morning, and then I'm going to be running around doing all the stuff I need to do. It's also the last day spending time with my family before they head back up, so I want to make sure I do that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to push today's workout to Saturday, and then Saturday's workout to Sunday, potentially. Depending on how Saturday feels, I might just combine the two of them, Fridays and Saturdays on the same day, depending on the events that I do for the strongman stuff. So that is the plan. Might not get a ton of content filmed today just because I'm going to be running around doing so much stuff, busy that way. So, but this week was kind of a little abnormal since family was in town and I was adjusting what I was doing in order to spend more time with them. So we'll kind of settle back into the regular routine next week, I think. And it'll be more like how week one was, and we'll be able to get going and be really consistent with how everything's laid out. With all that being said, none of this is an issue, right? This is part of the way I design my programs. There is some flexibility allowed in them. I can move stuff to different days. I don't have stuff on 7 days a week. I'm able to shift things around as needed, which is important to be flexible because life doesn't care what your plan is sometimes. So being able to be flexible is really, really important, and something that I always try to do with how I program and plan things. So this is just part of it, and we're still on track. Everything's good. Training's feeling good. My body's feeling good. I was just really fatigued this morning, and my body was telling me it needed that extra sleep, so I took it. So maybe I'll see you again later today, maybe not. This might be the only thing I filmed today. We'll see. But the work that was supposed to be done today will get done tomorrow, and we'll make sure that we keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving towards the goal. What's up, everybody? It's Saturday, April 12th. It's about 3 in the afternoon. I had a lazy morning this morning, doing some shopping, some meal prep, stuff like that. I'm editing up the first week vlog, so hopefully that's going to be going up tomorrow. And then I'm going to get yesterday's workout in today because I was running around so much yesterday. And then I'm also probably going to combine the Strongman event stuff that I would normally do today. I'm just going to combine it on the end of today's workout. That way I get a day off tomorrow from coming in here. But tomorrow will be focused on meal prepping and doing some back office stuff for my business, for the gym. But won't have much training in it, but that's the plan. So so far it's been a great Saturday, a nice lazy morning, and I'm just getting a little bit of work in here, and then gonna get this workout going. Hopefully in about 30 minutes I'm gonna get this workout started. Time to test this thing out. Remains to be seen if it can handle hitting the ground or if it's going to explode. So here we go. It held up. So remains to be seen if it can make it through a workout. So I'm gonna put it through a workout today, do a bunch of throws with it, see if it holds. If it does, I'm gonna get a couple more of these, make all the weights that I need for nationals to prep for that. So here's hoping, because this is a lot cheaper than buying an actual throwing sandbag. So hoping that this will be able to hold up. busted apart right at the end, but you can actually tear. It's just an opening. So I think this is gonna work. I'll move this one down to the lower size to get more to roll over on the top. And then I'll buy bigger ones for the two sizes. I think this is gonna work out really great.